Hi guys, Michelle here from Andalery Gardens. I've been walking along the pipeline and it suddenly struck me, why am I not videoing this? Because I'm dreaming about up ahead and what we can do here on a larger scale gardening wise. And I'm looking at all the magnificent little grass, the seed heads of the grass, the fronds. Don't know if you can sort of see this, if the video is actually capturing, but look at that. Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. There's a whole big mass of them cover that whole area there. Yes, sort of like a different kind of seed head. This is more, yeah, like that kind of shape, and this whole area there is filled with these seed heads. There's a different one again. I need to learn about the grasses. This section where I am now is a section along the pipeline. There's another one of those little ones. There's a nice pretty feathery one here. Show you these beautiful feathery fronds. See, look how cool that is. Isn't that cool? I do so love the grasses, even down to just the little round bobbly seed heads of the other lower grasses are so beautiful. Just such a natural combination of all the different shapes and textures. Look at that little grass I've actually got in the garden. I mean, this is not a very defined little seed head or sort of flower frond, but just the shape of it and the color of it and the fine delicateness of that grass is rather cool. So this section where I'm walking now, as I was saying, is along the pipeline. A neighbor further up in the area, he comes and grazes his cows every so often. When the grass is long enough to be grazed, then he brings the cows over and they stay for maybe up to a week, and then he takes them away again to other grazing. So the cows have done a wonderful job in actually keeping the grass shorter and sort of allowing more of our natural little grasses to actually grow. Yeah, there's another lovely mass of grasses again as well. Let's go closer and check that out. You can see them waving in the breeze. So this is the perfect day to get that feel of what it is like when there's a gentle breeze blowing and you just see this big mass of grasses with all its seed heads waving. Look at that. Doesn't get better than that. At least for me, it doesn't get better than that. I know everybody's not grass people, and some people are more flowers and shrubs and things like that, but grasses talk to my soul. So okay, so this is a section on the one side of the pipeline. This is where I might contemplate planting celtus, because the celtus seeds itself quite easily, so that we have rows of celtuses, and then cars can possibly park underneath them, so we've got shade in the summer months. So yeah, this bunny off in the distance, this whole area, yeah, this is the pipeline. me turn around, and then the pipeline runs over there. There in the distance where that fence is, that's sort of the perimeter of the property. So the pipeline, for about a 20-meter expanse, we're not allowed to really do anything. The animals can graze, and one could probably like plant some plants on there or whatever, so long as there's not any huge trees, so that the municipality can still access to read the water meters along the pipeline. So from this fence, for about a 20-meter, we can't really do anything. So yeah, the cows graze this whole section. So down the line, I want to keep this whole area just like a grassland with beautiful trees, but I'm thinking of more very structural trees with unusual shapes. My daughter got given 2 baobab seeds, so I want to try my hand. That was quite a while ago, so whether the seeds are still usable or not, I don't know, but I do want to look at seeing if I can get those seeds planted, and with any luck maybe they will grow. If not, we can maybe look and see if we can't get more seeds. So I'm thinking of along here where all these current trees, because this is now trees you don't really want. This is wattles, which are just invasive species and seed themselves everywhere, and they tend to fall over, which is not so cool. But their flowers are awesome, and the flowers do smell lovely. So this section was quite hectic until it was cleared up, and then the cows obviously help a hell of a lot as well to keep things down a bit, the weeds and that kind of thing, and the poor Jacksons, yeah. So yeah, this section, yeah, I'm thinking big unusual trees and then just grasses. That way the cows can still graze, but we've got almost like a arboretum of these awesome trees. So this is the pipeline. It's quite warm out today. I can feel the sun is gonna be much hotter than it's been the past few days. So far we haven't had too bad a summer. We're heading for midway through summer. Fortunately, this is a coastal town, so at least we don't get really cooking hot temperatures like 40 degrees Celsius like they do further inland. But our temperatures do raise up to sometimes maybe mid-30s. Look at all the little seed heads of the clovers. I think these are the clovers. Clover plant. Yeah, this is the little clover plant there. It's not looking so good. I think the heat and the wind dries everything out. So even just the little seed heads, those little brown seed heads, it just is beautiful. So this section, okay, so that's the sort of the end of that fence line, and that little triangle is where I was contemplating putting the shelters for a parking area. This whole area here, I want to look at down the line for setting up a nursery, a retail nursery, maybe a tea garden in this area. I'm not sure. For the moment, it's just visualizing, walking the land, getting to know where the sun falls, and just what one wants down the line. Things do change, but seeds are planted in the imagination, and some of the seeds grow, some of them don't grow, some of them stay dormant, and then they grow a long time afterwards. Just again looking at all the seed heads. This is This is plantain. This is a plantain seed. This gets a pretty little creamy color flower, but the flower's finished and now you've got these seed heads. It gets sort of a strappy little leaf like this. This is actually a medicinal plant which one can use for colds and flu. What I liked about this, I've never used any of it, but apparently you can use it whether you've got a wet cough or a dry cough. This will help you. So that for me sort of kind of stood out, because I never seem to know whether the cough is actually wet or if it's dry, other than if it's really a mucousy cough and spitting up mucus, then you know. But sometimes one's not sure. So lots of seed heads. So yeah, this area is a nice open area, so will work well for to set up a nursery down the line. I'll show you the area where we're contemplating propagation in another video. So yeah, this fence we made extra high and thought we were going to keep the dogs out, but the dogs just squeezed through the strands of wire. So yeah, that didn't help very much. So give you a little bit more. We also right along the highway, so the sound of the traffic is quite noisy, especially with there not being much of growth happening here with the clearing out. But maybe in a way that's also kind of meant to be. If I plant great big trees, yeah, and it's grasses and maybe just some great big animal sculptures, something along those lines, then people driving the highway will also sort of see the big trees. In a way it'll be, I suppose, like kind of advertising the garden. So even just looking to the hills, it's quite cool to see the hills up in the distance. That is awesome. If the shrubbery were all gone, yeah, you can see sort of in the distance are the oleanders on the highway. So that's quite cool when they were like in full flower a couple of weeks ago. They're still in flower now, but they're sort of going off. It was quite nice to see all the flowers. So if we had a lower sort of more thorny hedge along the front side, just to stop yeah, nonsense makers. We've had a lot of thievery, a lot of stealing and things like that. So yeah, something thorny along the hedge along the fence line could be a bit of a deterrent, but a low one so that we can still see the oleanders, and then people driving the highway can still see the big trees and all the different grasses. So the property is about 6 hectares. This is my mom's property. I've been living here since the age of 2. My mom and dad got this, yeah, many moons back. I suppose things have changed a lot through the years. When we first moved here, we used to live in a tiny little wooden house, and then Dad built the big house that we live in now. So there's the cow's water troughs, Butchie hopping along his sawpaw. So that's where the water meter is. So yeah, I'm thinking of trees all along there. A baobab apparently can grow to about 15 meters wide, and they say the stem is hollow and the water sort of stays in there, and it becomes quite a little sort of it forms its own ecosystem, which little animals and creatures like that actually live in. So that sounds quite cool if they actually do do survive. They don't like frost. We don't get major frost, but there is some times in the winter where we do get hectic frost, so that is sort of a bit of a concern. So I'm hoping God will bless the seeds and we'll get some baobab trees and then some other exciting trees. So the land, as I'm walking now, tapers off quite a bit. So all the water runs off to that far corner over there, sort of there where all the shrubbery is, more on that side, and also just over there. The flood waters actually run along the front side of the fence. They come from the poultry farm, and then it's quite a lot of water that goes off to the bottom corner, and it lies actually on the ground for quite a while afterwards. The water lies there, so that'll be the perfect place to make a very large dam. So what I was thinking is, down the line, even if we have something that starts a little bit on this side, and maybe a pond that would then continue on the other side with the pipeline that just runs across it. I don't know if that's going to work, but that's sort of kind of what I envision. And then the soil and that comes out of the dam, when they're digging it, we will just use to create berms, but like very natural looking berms around the big pond area. So that's sort of visions and dreams for down the line, to go this side of the pipeline. And then this side of the pipeline, I was thinking more a bit of a wildflower effect, with the grasses still doing their thing in between, but focusing more on wildflowers. Yeah, you'll see there in the distance, there's the agapanthus. So that was sort of the idea for, yeah, and then maybe just one or two trees between the wildflowers, if I do even put a tree. I have got a tipuana that I want to move, but I have a feeling it might be too big. But come autumn time, I'll try and move. There's another seedhead. Look how pretty that one is as well. So small wattles, they would need to come out down the line. Maybe ring bark them and they can just die off is sometimes the better way of getting rid of them. There's things when one would have to do, like there's lots of dead stumps, all stumps just lying here and there between the grass that one would need to sort of try and get rid of. There's another section of grass. This doesn't have so much of a seed head, but just that this is quite sort of different, quite a hard linear sort of grass. But just that section of that very linearness between is quite pretty. But look at the agapanthus. They seed themselves everywhere, so that with maybe other smaller wildflowers, but nothing that gets bigger than this, will be quite cool in that section. Take you to the bottom end. Yeah, this is quite the grass growing here is nice, because this is shorter grass that doesn't get a crazy lot higher than this. So this is actually nice grass to just walk on and walk between things that don't need mowing, like at times maybe when the cows are not here. There's brambles. The brambles actually make, yeah, they are also quite invasive and can take over, but their berries are quite tasty. So there's much longer grass again. That fence line there is the, oopsie, that is the boundary line. And then here's sort of the entrance. This is the area that the cows come in when they come to graze. Way back when, oh, look at all these ones here. Same like on the other side. Look how pretty that looks. So pretty. Even just those brown fronds in the back are also quite cool as well. Yeah, so it's there's a lot of space. Cows come in through this way. This is the access point where the municipality should be coming through when they come and read meters. When I was young and they did the pipeline, in those days we had a municipality that was more on top of things. That was many moons ago. That was like, probably 40 years or whatever back. Then they would stay on top. They would come and they would mow the pipeline area like regularly. But nowadays the municipality doesn't do anything like that. So that's a stroll along the pipeline, giving you a taste of things on this side where there is no garden, and just giving you a look at all of those little fronds. So I haven't walked this area for quite a while. It's not an area I walk all that often, but it's actually been quite cool walking the other morning and seeing all the little seed heads of the grasses. It's really makes me feel inspired. Look at those little ones. Look how beautiful they are. So pretty. So pretty. So guys, that's a taste of the pipeline area and what's to come in this area. I will be taking you on more tours of the other sections of the garden and sections that we want to still develop further into gardens and not really sort of leave on the wilder side like this area that I'm showing you now. I realize to some of you this might just look like we're walking through the bush here, but I suppose I'm a person that just dreams and visualizes and can sort of see ahead and think about, okay, how are we using it currently? The water runs like crazy here too when it floods, so at least we don't need to worry about things like that if it's just grass and trees. Hopefully everything will be all right. Take you over onto this side a little bit over here. There was a beautiful canna over on the other side of the fence. See, there's a whole lot more brambles, but maybe I might leave these brambles growing through the grass, as this is maybe not a bad spot to, if one wants to just harvest some of these berries for jams or just for eating or smoothies. So I might very well leave this. The cows seem to munch on these things as well. Surprised, they must be pretty tough because they're quite thorny. Some more pretty seed heads. Look how pretty the canna is. I didn't know that was there. That's really beautiful. Even that color is like sort of not really like red. It's sort of kind of like a orange, like a fiery orange red color. It's quite impressive. So along this fence line, or behind this fence line, is where we are wanting to do a tropical garden when we tackle the other side of the driveway. There's lots of big trees here, so I think it'll make a cool tropical environment. That's sort of what Clary's vision. That's my younger daughter that's more interested in the gardening and baking and things like that. If we do a tea garden, then she'll sort of run that and do baking, but she's still learning how to bake. So she has the vision of doing a tropical garden. When one sees that beautiful canna, then yeah, it shouts tropical garden. It's quite nice walking under the trees when it's a very hot day, but it's a lot of overgrown and there's sections where we can't really access. So that's the idea for behind that fence line. But we'll look at that sort of area on another video in time to come. So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, checking out all the grass seed heads. Thank you for those of you that come back and watch the videos regularly. Thank you to the subscribers. God bless and go well.